Hey Jess, how are you today?
I could be better.
Okay.
Had a lot of stuff going on today. Well, for like the last 2 weeks.
Okay, do you want to talk about it?
Well, my girlfriend just got out of jail. She was in there for like a year. She just got out. She's just, I don't know. We're just going from place to place. We don't have anywhere to stay. We have to hustle. We're hungry. It's just stressful. I mean, it's really making me want to use.
Okay. Well, about a month ago, we were talking about, you've been in the program for a year now. You've been doing so well. You were talking about titration. You were going to start coming off, and you were supposed to. Did you start coming off of it?
I did myself. I self-titrated. I tried, and I took off a little bit here and there. And I was doing okay with it, but I can't do it now. I haven't been able to do it for the last 2 weeks.
Was it since she got out of jail, or?
Yeah, since she's been home, I haven't been able to.
Okay. Okay, so why do you think that is? Why does she use?
Yeah, she was clean the entire time she was in jail, but since she's been home, she's been using.
And how long has she been in jail?
4 years.
4 years. So, and you've been with her this entire time?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was easier. Like you were able to maintain your sobriety while she was in jail. Would you say that she is a trigger for you?
Sometimes, because she'll come in and I'll see that she's high or walk in on her using, and it just makes me want to.
Right.
But I try to take myself out of the situation. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Okay. So, how have you been? How have you been dealing with it the past 2 weeks? How have you been able to keep from using?
I can't lose this program, and I can't fail. I can't fail out. I don't. This program saved my life, and I can't mess up.
Right. So, you said you're feeling really stressed out.
Yes.
Right, and it's not just because she's out of jail and she's back to using again, and it's causing you a lot of stress being around that and having to figure out how you're going to cope with that and refrain from using. But it's because you're bouncing from house to house, and
we're having to hustle to eat. We can't. We don't have any money, so we're out hustling all day and all night, doing what we can. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. So
yeah. Okay. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your stress at this very moment? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
like an 8.
That's pretty high. Okay, so is there anything that you can think of that you could do to bring it down from an 8 to a 7? And it doesn't have to be a huge step. It could be something simple, something easy, something you know that you can do that would make you feel better, besides using.
I don't know. I feel better when I talk to my aunt. I could talk to her.
Okay, do you feel like has she been there for you through treatment? She been supportive?
She hasn't really talked to me in a while. She doesn't trust me anymore, but she's the only one that's ever been there for me.
Okay, so do you feel like you have a strong support system right now?
I don't have anybody.
Nobody? Just your girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When's the last time you talked to your aunt?
I talk to her sometimes. It's probably been about a month ago, but she's just real short and doesn't want to talk to me. So I try not to push it because I know that she doesn't want to talk to me right now.
Okay. Okay, so Whenever you do talk to your, what did you call, you called her, right?
Mhm.
Okay, just for small talk, or was,
Just 'cause I hadn't talked to her in a long time.
okay. And how do you know that she didn't want to talk to you?
She just wants to get off the phone. She don't want. She's just real short, and if I ask her how she's doing, she just says fine. She doesn't really care about how I'm doing, but she used to.
Okay. So, was there ever a time in your life where you didn't have all of these concerns, all these problems, all these stressors?
Yeah, when I was a little kid.
Okay, can you tell me what that looked like?
I mean, I had friends. I went to school. I played outside and had my mom, and we were happy.
Okay. So, how close would you, well, how close would you say that you are to um, making a difference? I mean, you've been in treatment for a year and you've done very well. So how close do you think you are at making progress since you've been here? Which I know you've made a tremendous amount of progress since you first started this program. You were in active addiction for 4 years, and then you did a complete turnaround, and you've done extremely well at maintaining your sobriety. So, how close are you to achieving your other goals? Do you have other goals set?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to get a job and to have a house or just somewhere to live.
Okay.
Have my friends and my family back.
Okay, so imagine that you went to bed tonight. All of your worries, issues, problems, concerns they just disappeared. And you woke up the next day and your life was what you would consider to be the perfect life for you. Realistically, what would that look like?
I guess I'd have somewhere to live. I'd have my family back.
Okay.
And my aunt would talk to me, and I'd have her. I'd have a job, so I wouldn't have to hustle. And just be normal.
Okay, so you said that you would want to have your family back.
Mm-hmm.
You want to build a stronger support system. Okay, so how do you think that you could do that? What are some ways do you think you could make that a reality?
I don't know. Maybe if they would be more involved in my treatment, they knew what I was doing, they'd be able to give me a little bit more trust.
Right. Okay. So would you want them to come to counseling?
Yeah.
Okay. Who specifically would you want to
My aunt.
be involved? Okay. Is there anyone else?
Not really. Just her. Maybe my girlfriend.
Okay.
If she would come.
Okay. That just so that she could understand what you're going through, and both of them,
Yeah.
not just one or the other, but yeah, so they can see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any other things that you enjoyed? Like, did you enjoy doing things? Were you ever a part of any groups? Like you said, you had friends before, or did you go to church? Were you involved in anything like that? Did
We went to
you have any kind of
church.
support system? You went to church?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were they supportive? Did you feel like they would support you?
Sometimes. Some of them knew me from when I used,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that they completely trusted me, but
Right.
For the most part, yeah, they were supportive and welcomed me.
Okay. Well, you do know that you realize that before you came to treatment, you were in, I think I said you were in active addiction for 4 years, but it was 8 years, right?
Right.
You've been, your girlfriend was in jail for 4 years.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. You were using for 8 years. That's a long time to be using. You're, doing things you're not supposed to do, doing illegal things to get what you need to get drugs, food, anything. You've stolen from your family. You've lost a lot of trust, and it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to rebuild that trust overnight. It's going to take a while. You realize that, but it's not impossible. So you can work towards that. You want to have her involved or them involved in your treatment. What about her? Is your girlfriend in treatment or no?
No.
She's not in treatment.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
How do you think she would feel about coming to counseling with you?
I don't know. I've never really asked her to come to counseling with me. I've talked to her about treatment. Nothing really serious, but I've mentioned it. I wish she would. It would be great for us both to go through it together, so we would have support from each other.
Do you feel like she's supportive?
She hustles for me when I need to pay for my medication and everything, and she's there for me. She brings me to all my appointments. She's the only one that's been there for me for the last 4 years.
Right. So she's your only support system right now.
Yeah, right now.
Other than your aunt, who kind of
she
still speaks to you, but she's kind of weary a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you can try to talk to her about coming, and it's fine with me. You can talk to your aunt about coming, which is also fine. It may be good to have them on board to see, what you're dealing with on a daily basis, that it's, and they might get a little bit of an understanding on, how it's been difficult for you for the past 8 years. And it's even more difficult for you right now trying to learn to live without using every day like you did for 8 years. Because it's that's a complete lifestyle change. And that is a major accomplishment. And I hope you realize that you have come a long way in this program. And you should be very proud of yourself. And there are going to be times when you feel like you're going to relapse and you feel like you want to relapse. But you've learned how to cope with those situations. But the new situations that are coming about, like your girlfriend getting out of jail, how do you think you can keep from using when you feel like you want to use, when you're exposed to her using, you walk in on it, she comes home high out of her mind, she talks about getting high. How are you going to deal with that in the future?
I could really just walk away from it, but it's just going to happen again and again. I really wish she would try treatment. Maybe that would be the solution for us both if she was willing to do it.
So that's something you think that you would want to talk to her about, is entering treatment for herself.
Definitely.
Do you think that's something she would want?
I think so. I hope so. I would hope that she would want it. Not just for herself, but for me too.
Mm-hmm.
But if she doesn't want it for herself, then she won't.
Right.
But
So
I
what
want her
if
to.
she doesn't want? What if that's not something she wants to do? Because after all, she was in jail for 4 years.